like having a plan for it.
Right,
you know?
right.
Now it's going to the point I'm outside, only got $20, but I'm trying to get drunk. And I'm still going outside? Like, bro, like, and I'm outside, now I'm drunk, and I'm a bum. Like, where I'm about to go? Like, what we doing now? Like,
Welcome back to the podcast. I started this podcast as a way to help Black men in all aspects of our lives. Studies show on average we lose 2.8 years of our life when we're under heavy stress. And I think we can gain those 2.8 years back if we express ourselves healthily. Stick with me as I interview therapists, doctors, advocates, activists, and friends about how we can be better as Black men and as a Black community. If you're not subscribed to us on YouTube and following us on Instagram and TikTok, you'll definitely want to do that. Without further ado, let's get into the episode.
Woo! Listen, man. We gotta, this is a special episode, bro. This is an absolutely special episode. People don't even know. People don't even know who you are.
Yeah, they don't, but
they don't. But they gonna know.
They're gonna find out today.
Nah, yo, I'm here with my brother, my blood brother. Not just my breed. Some of y'all be calling people brothers. That's not your actual brother, and I get it. But this is my blood brother. You go by Mellow Mills, 6 Mil, Millie. It's a lot of different names, but we call you Kwame.
Kwame, yeah.
Right? We call you Kwame in
that's
the house.
The family
right?
name.
Yeah, that's a family name. A lot of people call me Kizzle, but that's not my actual name. Kofi's my name, right? So Kofi and Kwame.
Yeah.
Can you tell people where that's from?
Well, it's from Ghana.
Oh, man.
It's from Ghana. It's from where we were from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always ask my father, like, you know, because we have, our birthdays are...
Bring the mic closer to you. Yeah.
Our birthdays are really close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So my birthday was the 26th, yours was the 27th.
Of
then,
what?
you know, December. You know, Christmas was before that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we had to share birthdays on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, if it was rough, they might forget whose birthday was. So they might do my birthday 2 years in a row, or your birthday 2 years in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was just like...
Just for context so people understand, right? So it's December 25th is obviously Christmas. You're on the 26th of December. I'm on the 27th.
Yeah.
So just so people understand, what Kwame's talking about is when we were growing up, we would basically celebrate our birthdays on the same day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like, we would pick one day and we would have one celebration. They were like, you know what? We ain't gonna do this twice.
That's it.
We ain't doing this twice. We picking one day, we have one celebration. I should have known from then we was poor, but I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I still thought like, you know, my parents just being smart. Nah, we was dead poor, bro.
Yeah.
Growing up, like actually having conversations with mommy and daddy now, like I realized like, yo, we was broke growing up. That's why we did that a lot of times. And so what you're alluding to is the fact that some years they would forget, like, what did we do last year? Did we celebrate it on Kofi's birthday or Kwame's birthday? F it, we just gonna choose Kwame.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, they knew they was going to do the same thing regardless of which day it was.
It don't matter. We didn't have one celebration. It don't matter, right? You know what I'm saying?
But yeah.
Nah, man. But listen, bro. Man, first of all, this is a special episode to me because I haven't had anybody from the family on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't even know. Like, mommy and dad really don't know. They know kind of what I do. They know, like, there's people that follow the platform and there's a lot of people and all that kind of stuff.
They never know how really deep, how deep it is.
They don't really know how deep it is. But you kind of have an understanding.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? You have an understanding of it. You see the content from time to time, even though you don't really be liking it, interacting with it. You know what I'm saying? You see it though, right? So I wanted to get you on because I definitely feel like we can have a real good conversation.
Yeah,
you know
about a bunch of stuff that we already talk about in the house all the time. So you're my brother, so I don't gotta come up here and be nervous and
right. It's a genuine conversation, bro. Yeah, man. So I think I want to get the conversation started with one of the things that you really talk to me about the most, right? Is having to deal with being compared to me.
Yeah.
Can you take me through what that experience was like for you growing up? Because you're my younger. First of all, people don't know this. Some people may think you my older brother. So I'm just gonna get that out the way. He's stocky, but he's not my older brother. He's my younger brother. This is a little bro right here. Little bro about 2 years. So take me through what it's been like for you being compared to me.
Little big bro.
Little big bro. Not for real. You really little big bro. Not for real.
But nah, it was tough. Only because, you know, this, and I don't want this to come off as hate.
Nah, say what you gotta say,
but
bro.
You was always doing so well. He was always doing so well. So it's like, I feel like my mommy and daddy would look at you and be like, damn, this kid is great. And then they look at me, and then we had the resemblance. So it's like, yo, why he not doing this good, or why he not stuck in his books like the way you were and stuff like that. And you know, it wasn't that I wasn't smart. It also came down to me like applying myself at times. But you know, it was hard sometimes to hear like, yeah, Kofi did this, or you know, your sister did this, when you're not doing the same thing, or you know that you could be doing better. Because I already like put the pressure on myself to be like better than I was. And you know, hearing it from them on top of that, it made me feel bad. Like it made me feel like I wasn't doing enough, or I wasn't good enough at times, you know? So we definitely had the conversation a bunch of times where I told them, you know, like I don't want to be compared, you know, I'm my own man. I'm gonna make my own mistakes and stuff like that, you know? But, you know, it was tough.
How do you feel like those conversations go?
Those conversations never went well. I mean, you know, our parents, you know, they're the people that you gotta have your points laid out, why you want to do this, how you want to do it. And, you know, like if you're not ready to do that with them, then don't even come there with the plan, because you just out of there. They always wanted us to be well prepared for any type of conversation. And a lot of times I wasn't well prepared, and I was not ready for the rebuttal. So the rebuttal would hit, and I just get mad, and I'm just sulky. I'm just sulking now, because it's like I don't even want to talk about this no more. I'm not gonna get what I want. It's done. Like, you know. And a bunch of times you told me like, yo, bro, if you want to get this and that from them, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta talk to them like this. And like, you see, when I wanted to get my car, they wasn't trying to let me get my car, but I came to them with a plan. You know, I did what I had to do. And a lot of times I always admired you and your worth ethic, but you know, like the comparisons made me like build resent sometimes, you know? And I was trying to like,
you never told me that,
I didn't.
bro.
I gotta say some stuff for the pod, bro.
Damn.
Gotta say some stuff for the pod, bro.
You've never told me that, bro.
I never did, because it's like, you know.
That's crazy. Not crazy, but I get what you're saying though. Yeah.
It was like a lot of times that was the feeling that was going through my mind. Like, damn, like why can't I be this good? Like, hate this nigga. I hate this nigga.
Nah, facts. When I really sit down and I put myself in your shoes, I'll be like, yo, fuck me too.
Yeah, bro.
Nah, that's wild, bro. I never really thought about that like that, bro. Because, you know, what would happen is like I would go to college, I'll come back, and I'll be like, yo, bro, what I always tell you, bro.
Like, you could do it too, basically.
Nah, but what do I say on top of that though? And you like, yo, bro, stop saying that, bro.
Oh, I'm smarter than you, yeah.
Bro, I tell you that all the time, bro.
All the time,
I be like, yo, bro, you smarter than me, bro, for real. And you be like, bro, stop saying that, bro. You're just trying to encourage me.
Like, look at what you're doing, like, bro.
Bro, if I'm telling you you're smarter than me, and look at what I'm doing, that should make you think, what could I be doing? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's legit. That's not the reason why I tell you that. The reason why I tell you that is because I actually do believe it, bro. I believe a lot of people are smarter than me. I think I just stick with things longer than most people, and I think that's where I get people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's taken me a lot of episodes for me to get good at podcasting. There's certain people that listen to podcasts and think it was good when it first was going on, but it really wasn't that good, bro. It's taken me a lot of episodes to get to this point. There's other people that will pick it up quickly. Technically, they're smarter, right? You know what I'm saying? So, like, in my opinion, I just stick with things longer than people, bro. But I've seen you, and with certain things, bro, you pick shit up quick. If you want to, nigga, you already making beats. Like, when you first started, you was, you know what I'm saying? You wasn't that great. You was, you know what I'm saying? But now you're literally making beats. And the reason why I say that is because I'm like, I see you in certain, in different things. I'm like, bro, when you really apply yourself, you pick things up quickly.
Yeah, that's true.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, that's why I say what I say, bro. But nah, like, I really never thought about the fact that, like, the constant comparisons could, like, tarnish the relationship that we have a little bit. Because, like, you getting compared to me and you seeing what I'm doing and you not really necessarily you don't feel like you're necessarily living up to that. And it's bothering you.
Yep.
So let's just get this. Let's get this out the way, bro. Do you feel like, because we've had this conversation too, but I just wanted you to kind of elaborate on. Do you feel like you the black sheep with a family? You feel like you the outcast of the family?
I feel like I used to feel like that, and you know, through this past month, you know, I've been going through a lot, which we will get into, of course. I don't want to like give too much on that yet, but I've got a lot of time to think about like if I'm the outcast, if I'm the black sheep. I always I always try to point I'm trying now because we had a lot of conversations about acknowledgement and stuff like that. So I'm trying now to point the finger at myself before I point it anywhere else. You know,
trying to take personal accountability.
Yeah. So, but there's definitely things that I can say definitely made me feel like I was outcasted. So I want to say yeah.
Okay.
But I want to say it comes from like like everybody else that they've raised already. You know, from Alex to McCullough to you. It's like. The culmination of those experiences is like they probably just don't want the same thing to happen to me that happened to, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like I gotta understand their parenting style. But at the same time, they gotta understand like how to teach me. How to teach me things. And you know, I thought that's what a disconnect was. A bunch of times you used to talk to me about communication, and I just was kind of shut off. I was definitely shut off. And you know, things could have happened differently. Like if I would have just opened up and spoke, you know, and I'm in hindsight.
Why didn't you open up and speak though?
I never felt comfortable speaking. I don't know. Like, I know I tried to get over that, but it's just like, you know, I just never felt like the conversation would get anywhere. It's just like, you know, I felt like they had a set path for me. You know, and this is what you should be doing. And if this is not what you're doing, and if you're not applying yourself in this, at least the way you're applying yourself in that, then it's like, you know, I didn't really feel like I had their full support of what I was trying to do. You know, so
I feel you.
That's where the outcasting came in.
Right. So and we've talked about that, right? Because what would end up happening is like I would talk to mommy and daddy, and I'm like, I'm hearing things from them, then I'm trying to relay it to you, but also trying to get you to talk to them.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, like you gotta have conversations with them. This is what you need to do. This is how you have to break things down to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why you mentioned the car situation. I would always bring that up with you because that was a real point in my relationship with them where I met a lot of resistance. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in college and I'm trying to figure things out. I'm trying to figure things out with the car situation, right? And I'm talking to them about, yo, I want to get a car and I'm going to save up this amount of money. And they're like, nah, don't get a car yet. And I'm like, nigga, I can't keep doing this the way I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're like, nah, you good. And I'm like, nah, I'm not good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta, but with Caribbean parents, I seen a thread where it's like, with Caribbean parents, you gotta really, I think you told me it. You were like, you gotta take it.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta take it. You can't even ask. You gotta really come in like, nah, this is happening. And that's what I did. I literally had to go into the room one day. I'm like, yo, bro, I got $5,000 saved up. I'm going to get a car. Y'all can either help me or not. They got dressed so quick. Bro. We figured it out. We went to go get a car, bro. You know what I'm saying? So like with them, I always try to communicate with you, like you gotta really go in there and have your things laid out. But also I don't feel like it should always have to be that way though. Because that can create a lot of stress for you because you're a child. You're figuring things out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you're older now, but you're still their child. You're still figuring things out. Like that's part of the point of having a conversation with them. But like you said, if they already have their mindset on a certain path and you don't have the path that you want all the way laid out, for them it may be just like, man, fuck what you trying to do. Like
you just
we know
time.
You wasting time. We already know what you can be doing because we already laid out a path for you.
Yep.
And that's where the inflexibility can become a problem and it can create a lot of friction. So I can understand why you wouldn't feel comfortable opening up to them when the thought process is I already have to have my whole path laid out and I don't really have that yet. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm learning about you, bro.
No, I thought,
I'm learning little things. I'm learning something about you, bro. I'm learning some things about you, bro. I'm definitely getting some more insight.
It's been a spiritual trip, bro. Like,
really?
It's been a lot
Take
of
me
like,
through that.
It was just like, you know, it was just a lot of like last month I was just doing a lot of self-reflection. Like, cause you know, I had, you know, I moved out the house, of course. We're gonna say it like that for now.
We're gonna say it like that.
I was living with my friend. I didn't really know I was gonna stay. I didn't really have the support of the people that I thought I would have. You know, there was times where I really didn't have any money. And I was just like, I'm still outside. I'm not even able to enjoy myself outside because it's like, I don't even know how I'm gonna get back home. It's like, I just started thinking like, yo, these are the decisions that they were trying to prepare me for, like before I got here. You know, like just being prepared.
Right.
You know, that all goes back to even the conversations that we were having. Like, you know, being ready to have those type of conversations. And if I wanted to get something, like having a plan for it.
Right.
You know? Now it's going to the point I'm outside only got $20, but I'm trying to get drunk. And I'm still going outside? Like, bro, like, and I'm outside, now I'm drunk, and I'm a bum. Like, where I'm about to go? Like, what we doing now? Like, I'm on the train, bro. My phone dead. Like, I don't even know I'm about to get back to the crib. And I just started feeling real uncomfortable with myself and real uncomfortable with the position that I was in. And I'm seeing people around me win. Like, I see 2-3 win every day. I see Cade win every day. You know, I see Ja win. I see everybody win. And it's just like, I want to win too. And then, you know, it's a big year for everybody. So it's like, I just want to pull my own weight. I just want to make sure, like, you know, if everybody doing great, I got to make sure I'm doing great too. Because if you're around, like, you know, they always say, if you're around 10 broke people, you probably be number 11. Or you're around 9 broke people, you probably be number 11. But I'm not around 9 broke people. You know, I'm surrounded by winners.
Right.
So I'm just trying to add to that, you know.
Right.
I'm learning from them every day. So
Man, first of all, I applaud you on a vulnerability talking about that, but also I applaud you on the lessons that you took from the self-reflection and the introspection. Because you could have went in a different direction. You could have just been like, man, this ain't even my fault. I wouldn't even have been here if it wasn't for this. And we're going to get into that for real. You could have went that route. You could have placed blame, you know what I'm saying, instead of taking personal accountability. And that's what we see a lot of the times is like social media, people, you go through something and you place blame on the situation rather than you understanding why you were ever even in that situation in the first place. What did I do to end up here? You know what I'm saying? And that's where the true growth actually happens, right? Is understanding what did I do to end up here? But also to your point, like the people around you winning, that's great. But don't put too much pressure on yourself.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like to the point where you feel like you have to perform. And if you don't perform, you're not gonna be loved and accepted in your circle. You know what I'm saying? Like don't put that pressure, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Use what you see around you as inspiration, but don't allow it to make you depressed because you're not there. That makes sense? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, don't, because we all got seasons. That's one thing I tell my friends all the time. Everybody see what I'm doing. I'm in my season right now. You know what I'm saying? I had a season where things was not working out for me. You know what happened with an AKB when I first started it. I did not even get anywhere remotely close to what I'm doing with Express Yourself, Black Man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was in a season of just figuring things out. But throughout that, I had to understand, like, okay, this is the season I'm in. Other people may be winning. And at some point in time, it's going to be my season to win. And until then, I'm just going to keep working. You know what I'm saying? So you have to embody that mindset. One thing you talked about, you said you moved out. You actually got mad at me because I used to tell you, I was like, yo, so I know how you dealing with the transition, right? I'll tell you transition. One day we had the conversation. You're like, bro, stop calling it a transition. I was like, damn, my bad, bro. My bad, bro. He's like, yo, call it what it is. Why everybody so scared to say what happened? I'm like, bro, my bad. And you're like, yo, bro, I got kicked out.
Yeah.
Nah, that's the reality of it. Yep. You did get kicked out, right? So I wanted to honor that. I want you to take me through that process. Right? Because I know for a lot of people, they're like, what the hell? They're getting kicked out. Right now, for the first time, they're trying to figure out how the hell did that even, how are we even having this conversation? He got kicked out. When people think about getting kicked out, they think like, you hate the family hates you. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So take me through that process, like the emotions that you felt going through that, and then like what it's done for you as an individual and like where you are now.
So this is gonna be definitely lengthy.
Take your time.
Because I can't talk about getting kicked out without talking about like how we got there.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like, so I made a bunch of mistakes, you know. I'm gonna start with that. I got sent off to Cobble Skill. What a lot of people don't know is I had asked mommy and daddy like if I could take a year off. Because mentally really? I felt like I wasn't ready. So I asked them, is there like any chance? Like it wasn't a deep conversation because they shut it off so quickly. You know, that's why it's like, but I had asked like, you know, can I not go to college for a year? You know,
this was before you went to Cobble Skill.
This is before I went to Cobble Skill.
Okay,
yeah.
And for context, Cobble Skill is a college in New York. Okay.
SUNY Cobble Skill.
Yeah.
Of course, no. I went straight into school. I felt like I wasn't going to make the right decisions off the bat. I didn't make the right decisions. Ended up back at home. I went to QCC for a little bit. And I was told, you know, if you don't go to school here, like if you don't go to school, you're going to get kicked out. So, you know, that instilled a fear in my mind. And I ended up not going to school at QCC because I felt like it wasn't doing anything for me, like what I was learning there. Like it wasn't nothing that I was interested in. When I'm not interested in something, it's really, really hard for me to pay attention. You know, so I just wasn't paying attention. So eventually I just stopped going, dropped out. And now I've been out of school for a while now, and I'm playing it off as if I am going to school. So
how are you doing that?
I was just leaving. For a few hours during the day, like the times I'm supposed to be at class, but I'm not in class. You know, I'm probably at my friend crib. I'm probably at the studio.
Okay.
I'm doing stuff that's not. I'm not education. Like,
Right.
You know?
Right.
So yeah. So it was a lot of lies, a lot of deceit. It went as far as me getting a fake report card one time or a fake transcript. Yeah, I copped a fake transcript.
I did not know you did that.
I was really petrified of like what could happen if they found out that I wasn't going to school, because I knew at that time I was not ready to be living on my own. So I was just doing whatever I could to not like for them to not find out.
You were basically operating in survival mode.
Yeah. Also, I want to go back to when we were younger. When I got in trouble before, and then my, daddy was always like holding Africa over our heads. At that time, it was like a punishment.
Not our heads. It was your head.
Oh, my head. Yeah. My bad.
I wasn't going to Ghana.
My bad.
You was going to Ghana.
Yeah, I used to get phone calls home and stuff like that. He'd be like, "Yo, we're gonna send you to Ghana, blah blah. You taking all this stuff for granted. Like, watch when you go to the toilet out there. You're never gonna take a toilet out here for granted again." I'm like, "A toilet? Wow!" Like, I just go use the bathroom. I'm not thinking about like how clean it is, nothing like that. So that scared me from young. That's something that stuck with me. Just that one, that small thing.
It wasn't a small thing though.
To me, it wasn't.
This is the reason. The reason why I'm saying it's not a small thing, and I want you to remember your thought. The reason why I'm saying it's not a small thing is because, bro, that was something that was mentioned a lot for you, a lot, because they got to a point where they didn't know what to do anymore. They was beating you, they was yelling at you, they would talk to you, take you out, whatever the case may be. And all of that stuff wasn't working. You were still getting calls home. There was still a lot of misbehaving in school. So at a point, they were like, "Yo, bro, we can't deal with this no more. We're going to send you to Ghana." And that was an actual thought that they had.
Yep.
But then what ended up happening was they didn't really do that, but it became like a fear tactic that they used. So it's not a small thing because they mentioned it multiple times. It's something that's going to make you scared as a child. You feel like you're going to lose the home that you have, your safety.
Yep. So, that definitely scared me. Now, fast forward back to school. Now I'm in school. Whatever, I'm out of school. Now it's COVID time. And, this was the time to be in class because everybody was graduating with ease, cheating, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, damn. And also, this is around the time I'm supposed to graduate. So I know I can't lie anymore. So I just had to come clean like, yo, I'm not in school anymore. And then now they're really pushing the issue like, yo, you got to get back in school. My girl's telling me, or my ex-girlfriend now is telling me that she wanted me back in school as well. So, that all played a part in it. I always told them I would go back, and then I ended up never going back. And, I really feel like that's what really sent them over the edge. And, me not being like, 100% transparent with that. That ended up leading to now we in this year. And they're telling me at the top of the year that I got to be out of here by next year. When I'm thinking next year, I plan really for like March, April, like now. So it got to September. My father's like, you got to be out of here by January. And I know like, damn, I'm not going to be ready by January. But I went to my father, went to daddy maybe like 2 days later. No, not 2 days, maybe a week later. And I was like, I don't think I'm going to be ready to leave here in January. I think I'm going to need to maybe February, or late January. He really didn't say yeah or no. So I wasn't really in the clear on that, but I just took it for granted. I was just like, yo, I'm just gonna stay. He not gonna really tell me to dip. Like, this is my dad. You know what I'm saying? He not like that. And I tested his gangster. So
he verified
it. He verified. He said, "It's my shit, man." You gonna go. You gonna go. And that's what it was. They came up to me. It's funny. It was 2 days after my birthday. So it's a lot and I had a great birthday. It was December 28th. As soon as they came back, Junior passed. They was in Florida. They came back. It was literally December 28th. He's like, yo, we got to be out of here by January 1st. At that time, I was really heavy for me, made me tear up. You know, I went through my emotions and stuff like that. And then the first thing I told myself was, just don't take this personal. You know, just do what you got to do. Figure out what you got to figure out. You know, next month may be challenging, but just understand that this is coming from a place of good, not a place of evil. You know, and then no matter who you tell, they're going to judge your parents and they're going to say, like, they're the bad guys. As much as some of that may be true, you got to try and come out of this positive and not negative, you know? That's what I just kept telling myself, you know? So, yeah, that's how that whole situation happened. It's easy to, like I said earlier, it's easy to just be like, yo, it's their fault, they're evil, like, but it's hard to just be like, maybe I could have did this differently, or I can take accountability for this and that. Like, this is my fault. Like, you know?
Do you feel like you needed to be kicked out?
No.
Okay.
I don't feel like I needed to be kicked out.
Okay.
But I get why.
You get why. Why, though?
Because, you know, even when I was in college, I feel like college was more like it wasn't like a test of like how smart you are, but it's more of like how much you can endure, like how much you're willing to like put up with and stuff like that. And I didn't really, and decision making, you know, I didn't do well in college. Like, I didn't do well in college. And I feel like they needed to teach me that independence a different way. And they didn't know how to do that. The only way they knew how was to tell me, you know, get out.
Yeah.
So that's what they did.
Okay.
So it expedited it. Of course, I'm going to say eventually I would have learned. But, you know, to them, that may not be true. And that may not be true even if I say it. You know, I'm just saying it because it's me. But, yeah, that may not be true. So it's like, everything happens for a reason. I'm just telling myself that. I feel like everybody's in a better headspace, you know.
Do you feel like you're in a better headspace?
Yes.
Being kicked out?
Yeah, because like I said, a lot of times I'll be at home and I'll just feel weird.
Weird how?
It's just like, why am I, like, am I living with these, is this my family or am I living with these people?
Break that down to me.
It's like, of course I can come to your door and talk to you when I'm talking to you, but I didn't feel as open with going downstairs and, you know, just chopping it up with daddy or chopping it up with mommy. Like, it was a lot different. A lot of the times, the only thing, like, me and daddy would talk about would be, like, Knicks games. And then if we're not talking about Knicks games, I feel like the only thing we'd be talking about is, like, what am I doing now? Or where am I going now? So that made it hard to have conversations because I knew there was expectations of what they wanted me to say, basically. Like, I knew they want me to talk about this. I know they want me to talk about that. And, like, I feel like every time I didn't talk about that, it just made the next conversation even more uneasy. If you get what I'm trying to say.
That's okay. I get where you're coming from. Do you feel like you gave yourself enough? You gave yourself enough opportunities to have conversations with them, though, like in the house.
No.
Because, okay.
I didn't try. I didn't try a lot. I maybe tried like once or twice. Didn't get the results I wanted. And I just backed off. And you know,
okay.
It wasn't only you telling me. You know, daddy when me and my ex were together and stuff like that, you know, he would be in her ear telling her like, yo, Kwame's so smart and you know, he should be doing this and he should be doing that. And eventually she started telling me like, yo, you should do this and you should do that. You know, it was a bunch of y'all.
So do you feel like
it was overwhelming?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It definitely was overwhelming.
Okay.
Cause it's like, you know, she's kind of supposed to be in my corner.
Right.
You know, kind of supposed.
She got polluted.
I feel that's how I felt. You know, I've had
I get where you're coming from. Yeah,
I've had that conversation with her. You know, she said, nah, that's what I wanted. You know, but of course that's what you're gonna say. You know, so I definitely felt like, you know, there was a little bit of outside influence there. But at the same time, I know she wanted the best for me. So, you know, I don't want to, no slander.
No, I know it's not slander. You're just speaking your truth. It's not slander. You didn't say anything wrong. You're just speaking your truth. I can understand where you're coming from. If your pops is talking to your then girlfriend, and she's kind of reiterating some of the things that you're already hearing in the household, it's not you. I mean, you hearing these things so often, you can hear it when it comes from somebody else.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So you speaking your truth. I understand that, and especially if it's coming from me, it's coming from her, it's coming from, you know what I'm saying. Like that can definitely feel overwhelming. Like you're in a box. I never thought about it that way. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times what will end up happening in the crib is, like, I'll have conversations with them, and bro, when I tell you, bro, yo, I tell you this all the time, bro. If I told mommy and daddy right now, I made $1 million. If I told them I made $1 million in a month, they were like, oh my God, that is so great. how's Kwame? What's Kwame doing? Like, I'm telling you, bro, they don't give a fuck about my accomplishments anymore. Like, nigga, you good. What is our other child, Kwame, doing? Bro, I'm telling you. And I don't take that no way. I'm just letting you know that that's how much they love and care about you, bro. Most of our conversations, at least when you were in the crib, would be about you. And there'll be a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of confusion. But at the end of the day, all of that is there because they love and care about you and they want the best for you, right? You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they're sitting there talking to me, trying to figure out ways in which we as a collective, as a family, as a village, as the support system that you have can get you to a point where you can sustain yourself.
Yeah.
And I think what ended up happening throughout that process, because this is not just an adulthood process that this has been, I've been having those kind of conversations with them since I was like, for as long as I can kind of remember at this point,
Mm-hmm.
from since I was almost like 5. Not like in-depth conversations where we're talking through like your life and stuff, but since I was like 6, 7, it would be like, yo, Kofi, go talk to Kwame and figure out ways in which you can kind of help him so that he doesn't make as much mistakes and misbehave in school. And so I feel like that put me in kind of like, we talked about this, right? Like, so in therapy, my therapist like kind of put me onto this, that I was playing the dynamic and still am to a certain degree of a third parent to you.
Yep.
Instead of a big brother. So can you take me through that? You know what I'm saying? Because I can take you through what I've learned, but I'd rather you take me through what you feel like that the dynamic has been.
Yeah, like it was a lot of when I started to think about it, I like, and in your defense, it was basically like, you know, they're telling you go.
You don't got to defend me. Fuck me. Just tell me.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't defend me. I'll defend me. Don't worry about me. Don't even defend me.
All right. Well,
just tell me. Take me through how it made you feel.
It made me feel like you were like my last, like, you know, person that I felt like that was like, besides Titus, of course.
Mm-hmm. Titus was our dog. Yeah.
Like, real loyal person. Like, I was like unbiased, you know, you're my brother. So even if like the whole world's against me, including my parents, because your parents could be against you sometimes. Your brother, I felt like your brother's just supposed to be there. He's supposed to be a rock. Like, yo, bro, you fucked up, but yo, it's all love. I don't want to come back upstairs after hearing I fucked up 30 times and possibly getting slapped. Yo, bro, why would you do that?
Most likely,
like, yo, bro, why you did that? Like, and I'm getting. It's not. It's just me summing it up.
Be honest.
I don't know if you did that per se, but if they were disappointed, you would be disappointed, and that's like, goddamn. Like,
come on, my nigga.
Like, where am I supposed to go now?
Right.
And a lot of times, I would really look to Titus. I'm serious, bro. I really looked to Titus. So, you know, because I knew, I was like, all right, everybody hate me, but you don't hate me, bro. Like, you don't hate me. You couldn't hate me, bro. Like, I'm rubbing the back of his ears and shit. A lot of times I felt real, like, alone. I definitely felt alone in those times.
That can be, I can understand where you're coming from with that, bro. Because, you're looking at me as like, all right, at least I got this support. You know what I'm saying? And like, you have your sanctuary, which is your room. Like, I always tell people this, like, a child's home isn't the actual house. It's their room. That's their home. You know what I'm saying? So when you come back to your sanctuary and I'm basically living in, I'm like, cause we had the same room. We sharing rooms, and I'm in there with you, and I'm just reiterating the same stuff that you hearing downstairs. I'm giving you more lectures. It's just like, bro, like, I remember you got to a point you're like, bro, I don't want to hear no more lectures from you. You remember that?
What was that?
You remember that?
Before I left? A little bit before I left? You talking about that time?
Nah, I think that was actually when I got back, like right around the pandemic time. You're like, bro, I don't want to hear no more lectures. It's either that or earlier. You're like, I don't want to hear no more lectures.
I actually can't remember that. Well,
I remember that vividly because that pierced me. I ain't gonna lie. That pierced me. I was like, damn, this nigga don't want to hear from me no more. Shit. All right, but nah, because how I would communicate with you, you didn't like that communication style. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for certain people, they can deal with that, but for you, I feel like you don't, like, even anybody at a certain point in time is gonna become too much. You know what I'm saying? So for you, it was just like, yo, bro, it's becoming, I think it was becoming too much for you. Like, I was getting to a point where it's like, we having conversations, and almost every other conversation or every conversation, I'm trying to figure out ways in which you can be better and giving you a lecture about things that you could have done better. You get what I'm saying? Like, so that, I feel like that's where you got to that point where you're like, yo, bro, come on, bro. Like, I'm not trying to hear this no more. And like you have to be honest with me and tell me that. And I appreciate that now. Back then, I'm like, man, fuck this nigga. You know what I'm saying? He want to be better, fuck him. I'm gonna go find some people that could motivate and inspire. This guy getting me tight. But now I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand where you come from. You also setting a boundary. You're setting a boundary in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to communicate with me like this anymore. As much as you want better for me, like, I'm not taking this type of communication anymore. And I had to honor that.
I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, you set a boundary, bro. Like, truly. You set a boundary, and I had to honor that, bro. And I had to stop thinking about it as like, yo, you want this, I want him to be better, and he needs to be better, and da-da-da-da. And start thinking about, like, okay, how can I support him? The way that he wants to be supported, the way that you want to be supported. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really had to have those conversations with myself because I realized once my therapist had that conversation with me, she was like, yeah, you're a third parent to him. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I really am a third parent. I'll be down there having conference meetings with mommy and daddy. And I come upstairs and execute.
You relaying the information.
You know what I'm saying? Execute the damn play. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't realize that was the dynamic because I had been doing it for so long. And it started from when we was young. When you would get in trouble, they would talk to you. Then they would talk to me to talk to you. So every year we doing that, like every time that's happening, we doing that. That just became what I thought being a big brother was. Is, okay, your brother makes a mistake. You go and also discipline him. Not necessarily beating you, but discipline in the sense that I'm giving you a lecture because my parents are telling me that this is what I need to be doing.
Yep.
Right. And I know this is what you were gonna say when you're talking about in your defense. Like, I know that's what you were gonna say. So yeah, bro, that's how that dynamic happened. It wasn't like I woke up one day, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be a third parent. Cause like, nah. When we was growing up, like we have a great relationship now. We've always had a good relationship. So it was always like, I feel like at first you were getting that support. You know what I'm saying? Like, at first you would get that support where something would happen, you would get in trouble, and I would come up and we would talk, or I'll be in a room and we would talk and we'll play, whatever the case may be. But then over time, I started to feel like if I don't say something, then he's gonna keep making mistakes. If he keeps making mistakes and gets in trouble, mom and daddy gonna be upset. Not even just upset at him, but also upset at me because I didn't do my job because they told me to go and talk to him. You get what I'm saying?
It's not your job.
But that's what I'm thinking as a child because this is the responsibility that they're giving me. You feel me?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, bro. So it's
like that was never your job, and I don't feel like that burden should have ever been placed on you. Yeah,
it's interesting, bro. It's interesting the different dynamics that come out in families, and this is not like. I know people listen to this episode, and I don't want people to think, yo, they got some crazy parent. Like, nah. Like, this is just parents just figuring shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you hate mommy and daddy? Like, be honest.
No.
Do you feel like you feel like you have a bad relationship with either of them?
I don't think I have a bad relationship, but I do think it could be better.
Of course it could be better, right? But you're not out here like, yo, I hate my parents and I'm never going to talk to them again.
No.
You get what I'm saying? Exactly.
But it took me some time to get there. Yeah. I'm not gonna say I wasn't doing my little ones and twos, you know, like took me some time, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nah, you know what's jokes, bro? I literally forgot when you first got kicked out, right? I forgot that. I remember you telling me we was having a conversation. You were like, bro, I'm not talking to them for at least months, bro. I'm not talking to them no more. I forgot we had that conversation.
Yeah. I told you I'm trying not to hate them. That was I said in that quote. I'm trying not to hate them right now.
Nah, I remember that, bro.
That's why I told you from earlier. I was trying not to take it personally. Yeah, it took me some time.
You did. But I mean, understandably so, bro.
Yeah,
understandably so, bro. That's tough.
It was the lessons that I learned outside
that made you realize.
Me like, all right.
What lessons did you learn? I want to ask you about that.
You got to be there for yourself, number one. A lot of times I felt like I was overextending myself, maybe. I feel like to other people, helping other people out, like, you know, and like I was going through something at a time and people were still calling me and telling me about their burdens and their issues. And I just didn't have the mental capacity to take on other people's problems. You know, this goes back to that time, you know, one of our friends was about to commit suicide, right? And then I woke you up. I thought, I think you just did a podcast. Then you went and you had words for him and stuff like that. We sat down with him. We talked with him for a while. And then when you came back home, you were crying that day. You were crying like that. And everybody doesn't know the behind the scenes, but it's like, you know, you really take this shit to heart. So you was sitting there, you was crying that day, and it was just like, yo, bro, in order for me to heal these people, you know, I got to take on their problems. I got to put myself in their shoes, you know, and try to experience what they're feeling, feel what they're feeling, so I could try and come up with a solution for it. And I never really thought about that. And that's how it was for me at that time, you know, when I'm going through something and people telling me what they're going through, like, I'm already drained, like, and then you're already adding on to it. That's why I could commend you for what you do. It's hard, you know? It's hard. But yeah, I just didn't like... What was the question again?
You answered it. You answered it. What the lessons that you learned?
Yeah.
You said the main thing that you learned is like...
being there for myself.
Being there for yourself.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Also, like, so, you just mentioned that story about the suicide story. I've never said that, mentioned it to anybody, right? But since you brought it up, I remember what happened in that moment. I forgot that I cried after that. The reason why I cried after that is because it was a very... it's emotional talking to somebody that's ready to take their life. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's a big chunk of emotional capacity that you got to use, right? Like, you got to, like, anybody that's done it before understands where I'm coming from. Like, you really have to, first of all, you have to get them to get down. You get what I'm saying? Because they're at a real, like, heightened emotional state. So you got to kind of, like, make sure that you're leveled enough so that they're not continuing to go up. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So we get in the car with him, and I want to have a conversation with him. But at first, I got to just sit with him. Remember, we ain't talk for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just talk off rip. Sometimes you got to just sit there and just get the energy right before anything. And so I'm sitting with him. Then I finally, you know, you crack a couple of questions like, yo, bro, so like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You have to ask it in a certain tone so that you don't make it alarming so that they can come down and match your energy. Bro, but it takes a lot because you're sitting with a bunch of like energy it never dies. You're sitting with a bunch of just like, for lack of better words, negative energy that this person is emitting that's gotten them to this real dark place. But you got to sit there with them as they like really process it. And it's going to affect you, right? And it's a real emotional experience. And so when I got back home, like I had to process, because what had ended up happening was like, one, I'm getting triggered because I've had suicidal ideations before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting triggered. Then on top of that, I'm like, damn, this dude, if I wasn't here and we didn't have this conversation, this dude might have took his life, and I could have been hearing about this on social media. So then I'm thinking about that reality. Then I'm also thinking about the fact that he didn't end up taking his life, but now there's a recovery on top of that. And all the things that we just talked about, all the problems that he's actually dealing with that led to him feeling like he needs to take his life. So at that point, I can't just go to sleep and be like, all right, we good. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro, I got to process all of this, bro. And I had to cry it out. Because if I didn't cry it out, then I'm dealing with all of those toxins inside of me, getting me to a point where I'm that dark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
I'm that down.
Another thing that you didn't mention was, you had said, you know, if I can't save my friends, then what am I doing this for?
Nah, facts. That's a real thing that I feel, bro. If I'm doing all of this and the people that's around me are struggling, I feel like I failed. And I know people gonna say that, but people can say whatever they want to say, bro. But I, like, for real, like, it don't mean much to me if I can't take care of the people that's around me, bro. So that's why I've also, like, this year, like, I really made a resolution that I want to make sure that I'm there for the people around me. Because a lot of times I get so busy, people calling me, I'm like, nah, I'm not answering that. I got to do all this other extra stuff. But it's like, bro, like, if you're not picking up the phone for the people that's really there for you, your support system, like, what are we really doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that every single time I got to be there and pick up the phone and be there for people. But for the most part, it's like, the way I really think about it is like, I don't want the people around me to be neglected because of what it is that I'm doing. So if I really say that this is what I'm about, like, the people around me really got to receive that support, as well as the people in the community. And maybe some people may say that's too much of a burden, but that's the way I see it, right? For real. Because, man, like, yeah, that was a time for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That was a time for sure. I don't really think about that time too much, but I'm glad you brought it up because it really took me back to like what I had to do to process that situation afterwards. And then for any of y'all that may be going through this, right? Because this is a solution-based platform. I didn't really talk through too much of what I did, so I want to give you guys the game plan for anybody that has a friend that if you ever have to deal with someone that has suicidal ideations, I kind of talked about it, or suicide attempt, whatever the case may be, right? So first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you get to them. You want to just talk to them, bro. I don't care what you're doing. If you're at work, home, whatever the case may be, get to them somehow or get somebody to get to them. You got to get to them. You can't just talk to them virtually like, nah, bro. They at a point right now where whatever you're saying to them over the phone, whatever the case may be, that ain't enough. Sometimes that ain't even enough when you get to them. So you have to be there and present, right? Next thing you want to do after that is you want to sit down with them and just give them some time, right? Like you want to pull them off whatever ledge that they're on, get them to a safe place, to a safe environment, and give them some time and surround them around people that they actually feel comfortable with, because you want to get them to a point where they open up, right? You don't want to just have them sitting there quiet. You want to get to them to a point where they open up and talk about what they're experiencing, because suicide, like I always tell people, is that becomes a solution for people that don't feel like they actually have a solution. It becomes a solution. It's like, this is my way out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm dealing with so much. This is my way out, right? So, but the reason why they feel like that's the way out is because they're not actually really truly being able to express what they're dealing with. That's part of it, but they also don't have like a plan to like heal. So that first step to like healing is them talking. In order to get them talking, you got to get them to sit down and just be still for a little bit. And then you can open up the conversation like, yo, bro, what's going on? Like, what happened? That's literally the question you ask. Once they start talking, you listen, you offer your support however you can, but you also want to get them to the hospital. What's most likely going to happen when you get them to the hospital is they're most likely not going to be a suicide risk anymore, so they'll just get evaluated and get taken home. But the thing is, you want to at least get them evaluated, because they could be dealing with some type of clinical depression where they need to take meds, or some other type of depression where they need to take like antidepressants or whatever the case may be, but you won't know because you're not doing a psych eval, right? So you want to make sure that you get them to a place where they can do that psych eval so that they can have a plan of action moving forward, where either it could be meds and therapy, or just therapy, or a support system of people around them, whatever the case may be. But those are the steps. Get to them, get them into a safe place, sit down with them, make sure that they're around people that they feel comfortable with, and then ask them what's going on. As soon as they open up, you listen to comprehend, you don't judge, you offer support and however you can, and then you get them to the hospital. And after you get them to the hospital, they do the psych eval. They stay there for like 1 to 3 days, depending on how severe it is. Afterwards, you want to be part of the support system that checks in on them every so often just to see how they're doing. And you want to know what their healing plan is so that you can hold them accountable to that. So if they need to take antidepressants, you want to check in with them every so often to make sure that they're doing that. If they need to be in therapy, you want to check in with them every so often to make sure that they're in therapy. And you want to see how you can show up. That's how you want to show up in a way in which they can be supported, and that's how you do it. So, yeah, man, I'm glad you brought that up, because that brought up a very important conversation, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so we talking about family, me being your brother, their parents, all that kind of stuff. One of the interesting things that was really frustrating for me growing up with you is that I always felt like I wanted what you had. You get where I'm coming from?
What did I have?
Let me explain, right? So let me explain, right? So you're the youngest, right? So you have a distinct advantage over everybody in the household just off the fact that you're the youngest, right? And so for me, I never had a big brother growing up, right? Like I never had somebody that had made the mistakes before me that could put me on the game, right? And so you had that. Like, you've had me, right? And so for me, it was frustrating because I'm like, nigga, I'm right here. Just talk to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what's up? Like, let's just have a conversation so that I can try and point you in the right direction instead of you just banging your head against the wall until you figure it out. And that was very frustrating for me because I wasn't comfortable with you just making decisions on your own. Mm-hmm. And it was hard for me to realize that you wanted to be your own man instead of like navigating life with having to ask me questions about every single thing. And yeah, man, it caused a lot. Like for me, it was very, 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 very frustrating growing up.
Do you know where that came from?
I do understand. No, but tell me though. I understand though, but tell me.
It was a collection of a bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
When we were younger, it was always Kofi and Kwame. It was never Kwame. Kofi. It was always Kofi and Kwame. Like it's like if you get one of them, you get both of them. You know, it was like even
package deal.
from middle school, it was like you paved your way. Everybody knows me as Kofi's little brother. You know, then I went to Cambria Heights Academy. Well, it was high school that you had went to. You know, I was trying to go somewhere else. I was trying to transfer. Everybody's like, "Oh, that nigga look like Kofi," and then everybody's like, "Oh, that nigga, that's Kofi's little brother." I'm like, "Oh God, we're here again. We're back here again." It's like, damn, nigga, I'm trying to make my own name. I'm trying to make my own mistake. At a point, I was determined to make my own mistakes, bro. like I was determined, nigga, I ain't Kofi's little brother. I'm Millie. That's what y'all gonna know me as. I'm Millie, bro. Yeah, dude, I just wanted to fill my own shoes.
You wanted to get out of my shadow.
Felt like we was sharing a boot. It's like, nah, I need my own kicks. Like, yeah, bro, that was it. I was literally determined to make mistakes at a point, bro.
Okay.
Like, literally.
I respect the honesty, bro. I respect the honesty. You know what I want to talk to you about too, though? So recently I went to Ghana. Beautiful experience, bro.
Of course. Tell me more.
Amazing experience, bro. I know you weren't able to make the trip.
Able to make the trip. That's how you want to word it? That's what you want to do it? That's for the cameras? That's the media train?
Let's talk about it, bro. Take me through your experience, bro, because you didn't travel to Ghana. Why was that the case?
I mean, for one, the trip was planned. I don't know how long the trip was planned for. So I can't even speak onto that. But for real, I was just not in the house last month. I want to say the bulk of the trip and the majority of the planning was done last month when I wasn't here. You can tell me if that's true. You can tell me if that's false.
No, continue. I'll talk about it. Go ahead.
All right. So yeah, wasn't really aware. We were talking about doing a family trip for a while. My father always showed me pictures of him on alligator backs when he was younger. That was something I was incredibly interested in. I love animals. I love nature. I love the great outdoors. You know, Ghana's perfect for that, you know? And I'm not really as cultured as I want to be. I don't know enough about my people, like where we came from, like my name, even things like my name, you know, I don't know enough about. So I just wanted to feel more connected to like my roots, you know, more than anything. I felt like that would have taught me a lot. You know, Ghana was always, like I said when we were younger, it was presented to me as a fear tactic. Like you might get sent to Ghana. But knowing that I can go to Ghana and enjoy myself is something that would kind of like relieve a lot of like pressure off the back of my mind. You get what I'm saying? So I really, 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 really wanted to go. Granted, when I came back to the house to talk to my father, maybe a couple of weeks after we left, he said he was going there for somebody that had recently passed away. And then later on I hear, yeah, we on a flight to Ghana. Oh no, you told me that we're going to Ghana. You told me you was going to Ghana. Oh, you're going to Ghana. You never told me that. I wasn't even invited. Like, you know, granted I wouldn't have been able to go. It would have been a no. I already told y'all earlier I was on the train with nothing. So it would have been no. But I just wanted to feel included enough. And I also included to make my own decision, like, yeah, I can't go. You get what I'm saying? I'm just in the family chat 2 days prior, and it's like, all right, oh no, y'all on the flight. Like, yeah, we boarding the flight to Ghana now. I'm like, wow, y'all kick me out. Y'all go to Ghana. Y'all just having a fucking blast, aren't y'all? You're like, yeah, like, and then that also goes back to me feeling outcasted. Nobody, you never went. How the 1 month I'm not in the crib? Nah, niggas taking flights? Nah, niggas lit, huh? That is crazy. And he told me he was going for a funeral. Like, nah, niggas going. Niggas getting in touch with the roots. Kofi calling me. Kofi having a fucking blast. Kofi calling me having mad fun. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. It just seemed real shady to me. And it kind of like confirmed a lot of my suspicions. It made me feel like, yeah, I don't have to take this personal. But some of the things that they're doing, they could have definitely done better. 100%.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. So let me break down the Ghana trip. So the Ghana trip was something that we planned multiple years. Like we was like, all right, we're gonna do it this year, then we didn't end up doing it. Then we were like, oh, we're gonna do it this year, we end up doing it. So last year was when we really got started. So we started to get serious about it. Last year, 2022, we started getting serious about like, let's go to Ghana. And we were supposed to go to Ghana last year, September, or something around that time. Were you privy to those conversations?
Pre-COVID? No, during COVID, when we couldn't
2022, last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember those conversations?
Yeah, we couldn't go because it was COVID time. That was prime COVID, right?
Okay. I mean, that's part of it, I guess, kind of.
Well, that's what I was aware of.
What did you say in response to going to Ghana?
Oh, yeah. I told him I was going to be in school.
What'd you say? Say it again. You told him what?
School.
Okay, you told him you're going to be in school.
Yeah.
Were you in school?
Was I in school? What do you think? No, I wasn't in school.
You were not in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Daddy at that point, he's tight because he's thinking to himself, we're supposed to be going to Ghana. You said you said you were supposed to be in school, which is why you couldn't go. So now I'm not including you in the plans because you said you're going to be in school. But then now he's rescheduling it to February, and they also know that you're getting kicked out in January, and you're gonna need your bread. So for them, at that point, it's like, why are we even gonna include him? Granted, I'm not saying I'm not saying that is right. Should still have the conversation. I'm just trying to get you to understand their thought process. And I feel like you and Daddy need to have a conversation. I was telling Daddy that too. I was like, yo, bro, you gotta call this man. No, you gotta have a conversation with him. Because he has a whole different thought process on it. For him, he feels like he told you about it. And I know for you feel the complete opposite. So while we was out there, I'm like, yo, bro, you know that's not how Kwame feels, right? And he's like, really? But no, because I told Kwame, da-da-da-da, blah, blah. And I'm like, nah, bro, you gotta call him. He's like, nah, you're right. Because I've been out here for a minute and I haven't actually called him. So that's wrong with me. He definitely said that to me. So, yeah. I just wanted to break that whole situation down so that you understand. It's not like they were like, man, fuck Kwame. We ain't bringing him to Ghana. It's more so, there's a lot of stuff going on. The funeral was happening. Things kind of getting planned a little bit fake last minute. And then in their head, it's like, yo, he's not going to have the capacity to come anyway. We're not going to stress him out with this.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, I get it. Me personally. Just wanted to be included. That's it.
Understand.
And the inclusion, that's it.
Understood, bro. There's a lot of different conversations that need to be had. I think the main thing, though, is that there being space to have that conversation. Do you feel right now like you're in a space where you can talk to them more?
Yeah, because I'm not home.
What is not being home done for you that makes you feel like you can have that conversation with them?
I don't know. I just have a peace of mind where I'm at now.
Interesting.
It's just different. My room is a lot smaller. It's a different space. You know, I just feel a little bit more free.
So so one would say that kicking you out may have worked out well.
Yeah, and my friends were telling me like, you know, bro, this probably gonna be the best thing for you. Like 2-3 was telling me that, you know.
Interesting.
So, I mean, bro, this probably the best thing for you, bro. Like you probably, you know, getting kicked out. It'll probably help your relationship. Tiara too.
Okay.
You know, because I was staying with one of my friends, and she's gone through all of this at a way younger age than I have. You know, and you know, she was able to like kind of guide me. So I can see why you would feel weird being that you going through something, and I'm not really trying to pick up where you left off or learn from your mistakes. You know, because I literally learned from what she was telling me. So yeah,
but you know the reason why you got to that point where you had to learn from what she was telling you is because it became important for your survival. You are like what we realized me being a third parent, right, is that you couldn't learn in the house. Like, what me being third parent at that time, right, what we were trying to do is like, yo, learn these lessons so that you don't have to go out in the real world and learn them. Because the real world is going to be harder than what it'll be in the house. So learn how to take care of your space, learn how to prioritize, like doing what you need to do, learn how to manage your money, manage your time, all that kind of stuff while you are in the crib so that when it's time for you to be self-sufficient, you can be self-sufficient. But as we're going through these conversations and trying to teach these lessons and all these different kind of things, it's like every which way we look, it's like you don't give a fuck. Bro, and it was blatant. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was blatant. It's like you really just didn't care, bro. So for them, they started getting nervous like you're not gonna be able to take care of yourself. I was getting nervous. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, bro, God forbid something happened to them. I'll tell you this all the time. Like, God forbid something happened to them, I'm good. I can go find a crib. I'll be straight. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, it was that's what we was thinking. Like, is he gonna be all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he gonna be okay? And
I used to hate that.
Why? Why'd you hate that?
Like, what's wrong with y'all?
Y'all
Y'all don't know me well enough to know that I'm gonna take care of myself.
Here's the thing, though, Kwame. Here's the thing, bro. Like, you got to understand where we were at, and I think right now you feel comfortable taking care of yourself because you're outside of the house and you've done it, but you hadn't done it before. Had you?
No,
you hadn't. So how is anybody gonna know? Yeah, this guy can take care of himself if you've never shown the capacity to actually take care of yourself. When we leave you alone in the crib, what's happening?
I'm getting high.
You getting high? You doing parties? Crib fucked up when people come back?
Wait, no, the crib not fucked up. I cleaned the crib up. That's one thing I cleaned up. What broke? No, you can
Nothing
say it.
broke, but in terms of what they're looking for and what was done, it wasn't to the standard. You get what I'm saying?
No, never to the standard.
Nonetheless.
Go ahead.
I get where you're coming from,
Mm-hmm.
but you also have to understand where I'm coming from and where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they will leave, and these are the times in which there's like, all right, extra responsibilities on you. We're going to see how he operate. And then it's like, nigga, you come back, you got party that happened, neighbors talking about all these things that was going on, got still some garbage left on the side of the house. You know what I'm saying? So for them, and people smoking, some people may have been smoking inside the house. You know what I'm saying? So for them, it's like, this is a sign of irresponsibility. You can't follow instructions. If you was on your own and you did this, you would probably get kicked out of your apartment complex. You get what I'm saying? Or you would have to face some type of penalties. And this is where it becomes like, we're trying to teach you these things in the crib so that you don't have to learn it outside, because we don't want you to make all these mistakes outside on your own, because that could be a problem for you. But that became like, what will end up happening is that they were trying so hard to teach you things inside the crib that it's like you can't even make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Because when you make a mistake, it's like, oh my God, if he did this, he's not gonna be able to survive.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But all of that is out of fear, and then the thought that you're not gonna be able to take care of yourself. So I do feel like at this point, like hearing from you, I do feel like it was the best in the long term, because it's giving you the space to like be in your own individuality and also see what the real world is actually like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've gotten that, like, in the short amount of time that you've been out there. Like, there's a lot of things that you've learned, even things that you're not even realizing that you've learned, that you actually have taken away. And that was one of my biggest experiences is dorming, when I was dorming in college. Like, that taught me a lot about myself and a lot about how to take care of myself as a man. Like, I think every man has to go and live on his own. Even if you're going to live with your parents, you got to take some time to live by yourself and just see how things are, so that you don't take things for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were telling me the other day, what you told me you took for granted? You said something. It was something real small. I'm like, bro, I took that for granted. You said something, bro.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. I don't know.
Was it toilet tissue?
I want to say it was toilet tissue because I was thinking something in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to say it was toilet tissue.
It was toilet tissue. You said,
rough ass tissue, son.
You said, man, I took toilet tissue for granted. I took toilet tissue for granted. And you know what's so funny? I took toilet tissue for granted too. When I went to college and I started using toilet tissue out there.
Rough.
Bro, when I gotta use a bathroom, I gotta share that bathroom because you in a dorm with a bunch of other dudes and everybody has one bathroom and I'm sharing that bathroom and the only toilet tissue we have is that one ply toilet tissue that they got inside the bathroom stall. I'm
horrible.
Like, bruh, toilet tissue breaking off in your damn hand?
Breaking off somewhere worse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's breaking,
it's breaking off somewhere worse, man.
When that toilet tissue break off there, you like, God damn it. I need that Charmin.
Ultra strong, eh?
Fuck, man. But that's really what it is, though. And those are the moments that you really start learning about life. Like, yo, I really took this shit for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be in my parents' crib running through the toilet tissue.
Crushing it.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck.
Paper towel.
Less is more, nigga. More is more. Nigga, I'm gonna use more. I don't give a fuck about this shit at all. You got to school, bro, you using that one ply?
Terrible.
Bro, it's crazy, but it teaches you, though. Like, those are some of the moments where I learned the most. Like, bro, I really took all of this for granted in the crib. All of this. You know what I'm saying? But, like, that's why I say a man has to really live by himself and really see all these different experiences, because there's a lot of dudes that you grow up and you living alone, you living with your parents, and there's so much stuff that your parents do for you that you really don't see until you move out. It's so much stuff. Like, bro, like just even as simple as doing laundry. Like when we was growing up, that laundry was done for us.
Mm-hmm.
Mommy would do it, put it in a basket, come to our room. We just got fold the clothes already folded. All we gotta do is put it away. And half the time we ain't even do that.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? So when I got to college, I'm like, damn, I gotta do my laundry. I gotta wash my laundry. I gotta buy the laundry detergent. I gotta know what detergent to buy, and I gotta buy dryer sheets. Then I gotta wash it and dry it and fold it and put it away? Oh, hell no. That whole experience right there teaches you about life. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It teaches you so much. You gotta know when it's time to wash your clothes, how often you gotta wash your clothes. You gotta hold yourself accountable to doing that. Then you gotta be organized enough to fold it and put it away. That small thing right there. And you have so many of those packed on when you live by yourself, to the point where you can't help but grow. Or you're gonna be a bum, basically.
Yeah, literally.
For real. So, like, I understand, like, the frustration that goes with it, but that's the reason why I want to have you on the pod, because I feel like you're at a place right now where you can see why, and you've learned a lot through the experience. Would you say that's a true statement?
Yeah, I can't disagree with that.
You can't disagree with that, but you don't like how what it's taken for you to get here. You don't like the process.
No, I don't. But, hey, man, results are results. I'm not the type of, I don't focus on the past. I don't do in the past. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm just trying to look ahead. Mm-hmm. Like, what can I do for myself now? Mm-hmm. Or what can I do for myself tomorrow? That's going to help me. Okay. Or continue to help me. Okay. So, what they did for me last month or the month before, it helped me today. Mm. You know, so, you know, there's no hard feelings.
So would you thank them for that?
Well, no thanks. You dragging it now. You dragging it. I ain't thanking nobody.
You ain't thanking them for that, no?
I'm thanking myself, man.
For real. Do thank yourself. I hope you pat yourself on the back, bro. I'm proud of you. Mm-hmm. I am proud of you for real, though. I told you this even before you got kicked out, though. I always told you, well, not always, but I've told you I'm proud of you, though. Mm-hmm. That's another thing I want to talk to you about. Growing up, you feel like you heard that enough?
No. I mean, I told you, whenever you ask me that question, I go back to the graduation when we were graduating. And then mommy was looking at, daddy wasn't there. I forgot why. But mommy was looking at everybody getting awards on my graduation day. And she's just like, you should be getting these awards too. Like, mommy, I'm graduating. It's like what else, bro? Like, I'm graduating. Damn, I didn't get it or not. Now I gotta feel bad about the fact that I graduated, but I didn't graduate with an award. You know? So no, I definitely feel like I didn't hear that. I don't think I ever heard that from daddy before.
I'm proud of you?
Yeah. I don't think I ever heard him say that.
I'm proud of you? No, you don't feel like
I don't think I ever heard him say that. I'm trying to think.
How do you feel like that's affected you?
I don't feel like I search for his gratitude or I search for his like approval.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely feel like if I heard it a little bit more, like I'd be able to handle the pressure that's placed on me a little bit more, I'll say. It's like, I know that he supported me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I know that he's in my corner in some way, shape, or form.
Mm.
But it always felt like he was so far left because I made so many mistakes. So it's like maybe all he could see is the mistakes, even if I am doing something right. One thing he always told me that I did right was, communication. Like I was always a people person. He says that you're not much of a people person and stuff like that.
Who, me?
Yeah, he says that's the one thing he'll give me, like talking to people and like connecting with people and stuff like that. He always says, I'll give you that. But hey, bro, look, you're doing a damn good job. For me.
I'm telling you, when I do these podcasts, I turn the social button on. As soon as I get out this shit, I turn the social button off.
Yeah, they don't really know you in just meetings and straight meetings and gym.
Bro, people don't know. People think I'm lying when I say I don't know if people think I'm lying or I'm capping, bro. I am not a social person. You are way more social than me. Like growing up, if anybody was to say like, yo, who do you think was doing a podcast between Kofi and Kwame? They would say you 10 times out of 10. Because I have no interest in talking to people at all. I see people and I go the other way. Like on a regular day, I try my hardest. And I want people to understand this. I try my hardest to minimize interactions with people. I try my absolute hardest. In college, this is a true story. There was this one time in college, I'm walking in a building, right? And I'm going to a room. I'm going to one of my classrooms. And I walked past this hallway, and I saw there was a person in the hallway. And I had to say hi, and we just had like a little small talk as I'm walking past them. I didn't even stop. On my way out of class, I went a whole completely different route to get back to my room, out of the building, because I didn't want to pass that person again and go through the small talk again. And that's not a one-off scenario. I literally did that multiple times throughout college, and I do that to this day. I order in advance. I order Instacart. I say, leave it by the door. I don't even care if the order right. I just don't even want to talk to you. If the order not right, I'll order it again. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to talk to you. It's not that I have anything against people. I just don't like talking to people. When I know I got to get on the phone and have a conversation with somebody, that's like one of the worst. Bro, I literally have to prep myself for that sometimes. Like, a lot of times, bro. I have to prep myself for phone call conversations. Like, not with family and friends, but like if I'm calling like I got to call a line or something like that, like a customer service line or something like that, I really got to prep myself to do that. It's like that's like one of my worst tasks. I hate that with a passion. So when I tell people like, yo, bro, I really come in, I turn the social button on and I turn it off when it's like, once I get out of here, that is true. True. Like, for real, Naima will tell you. Like, I got to do it with her too. When because Naima loves partying and doing a bunch of different stuff, right? So when it's with her and we got to go and be social, I have to turn the button on. And sometimes with her, my battery runs out and we got to figure out what we're going to do, because I can't just be sitting tight in the middle of an event while she's, doing what she needs to do. So yeah, bro, like I'm a extroverted introvert, I think, where I can be extrovert and I can come off as I'm extroverted and people can think I'm a people person, but in actuality, I'm probably one of the biggest introverts that you will meet. It's just that I'm in a field in which I have to be extroverted in order for me to be successful. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because yeah, man, I am not this podcast, I don't want to talk to people. Like, I'll talk to you. You my bro. We have conversations all the time. I love talking to you. Like, I love you. You know what I'm saying? But not people, bro. Aww. I said I love you. On the podcast, bro.
Yo, another news. Julius Randle just hit a game winner.
Julius Randle hit a game winner?
Yeah.
Pull it up.
I mean,
you don't got the highlight? On who? On
the Heat, yeah, we just won by 2.
We just won by 2?
Yeah.
Over Julius Randle, game winner? He hit a 3?
Yeah, it was 119-120.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, on the pod. Don't matter where I'm at, bro.
Oh, my God.
I need to talk about my Knicks. We hooping.
Yeah.
We hoop.
Nah, we hard though.
too.
Nah, for real, we didn't have no choice but to be Knicks fans growing up. We didn't have no choice but to be Knicks fans growing up because our dad, all the time, he's watching Knicks games, bro. All the time, bro. Nah, man.
I knew I was missing a good game.
I'm gonna go home and watch the highlights.
Of course, for sure.
Nah, that's a great win. That's a big win, bro.
That's 8 in a row.
That's a big win.
That's 8 in a row. We could turn this into first take.
Nah, facts. Nah, facts. We definitely could. But nah, I think what's more important though, we talk about what you do. Because I didn't even tell people what you do to start the episode off.
Yeah.
That's a big mistake on my end. But please tell people what you do, bro.
Well, I'm a musician. I wanted to say I'm an artist now. Because I don't like to put myself in a box no more. When at first, I started off rapping. When I felt like I got comfortable enough with that, I used to look at the people that's like recording the songs and engineering and stuff like that. I'd be like, I don't like the fact that I don't understand what he's doing there. Like, I want to know what he's doing there. So I started engineering. Now I started engineering and I'm doing beats and stuff like that. I want to know why I want to do this beat. Why am I doing this beat? So then I started producing.
Okay.
I would say I'm a rapper producer now more than an engineer.
Okay.
But I can do all three. I want to say I'm well versed in the musical arts. But yeah, I'm definitely a rapper producer.
Okay.
Yeah. I love to make music.
How long you been producing for?
I would say about a year now.
Okay.
And it's come from me being around a lot of great influences. The number one he here right now, 2-300. I done watched him make a bunch of great beats in front of me. Really great producer. I want to say
Hollywood.
Yeah. he like to try and act like he humble, but he gonna leave here and talk about he having this and having that. Don't let him fool you.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Don't let him fool you.
I know. I seen the Instagram post with the rollout.
Yeah, you gotta respect my rollout. 11 p.m. out now.
Yeah, Go get that. 11 p.m. 2-300. That's his work. We're gonna talk about your work right now though too. Yeah. Let's talk about some of the things that you've done.
So I got a collab project with him, 236. I just dropped something called B4247. That's like a prelude to what we're about to come out with, because we work real closely together. I would say the song that people gravitated towards the most when I released it was Damn, a song with me and Sammy. But I work closely with 2-3 and Cade, Call Up Tay. Those are really my guys. Okay. My son Ja. Shout out to Show, shout out to Oz, AMG. That's like the full team right there. Avo, who gives me a space to record.
Cade.
I said Kato. I said Kato already, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, of course. They give me a space to record. I feel like, am I missing somebody? I probably am, but it's all love.
It's all good.
It's all love.
It's all good. One thing I wanted to mention, for anybody that's listened to the podcast in its entirety, the outro song and the YouTube video outro song, that's by you. Yeah. People don't know that.
People don't know that.
That song is you.
That was a powerful song because that came, and that's why I wanted to bring it. That's why I brought it to Suicide. Okay. I made that song maybe a day or two after the suicide.
Really?
A part of
the suicide attempt.
The suicide attempt.
Okay,
yes. Sorry, let me make that clear. Yeah. But I made that song, and I was trying to think about all the emotions, everything I learned that day. That day I'll never forget. It was mainly because of what you said after, though. I take on these problems. I learned more about you that day. The type of guy you are. It's like a lot of people just talk it. It's different, off the camera. When the camera's not rolling, what type of guy are you? Right. So I was just like, even as a brother, I learned. So it's like, these people got to understand that this is real. What you're doing here. This comes from a real place. And it's like, I'm glad that you're able to just stretch your arms out through these cameras and touch people in their homes or wherever they're at, and people that might have wanted to commit suicide yesterday, they could have seen some of your work and they don't want to commit suicide today. So, also you gotta stop and smell the roses sometimes as well,
Damn, bro. You want me to cry on you?
No, I don't.
You scripted that out or something? You wrote that down and you read that out?
Listen, bro, I'm a talker, bro. I'm a smooth talker. It's like I've been here before.
Nah, bro. I appreciate that, bro. Nah, for real, man. I was just talking about this where, I really do care about the people that we serve. You know what I'm saying? This is not just, we gonna run something up, build a platform and get money out of it. If that was the case, I'd have just been running ads from jump and figuring out ways in which I could put out products that I could sell quickly. You get what I'm saying? So I appreciate you saying that. But I know people could feel it. But I definitely do appreciate you saying that because it's real, man. Like I really do think about these things. I do build. I do try my hardest to make sure we're building things that's really going to help people. Like even before I came here, I was building the back end for the new system that we're going to have that's going to help Black men that are inside of Safe Haven. And for those of y'all that don't know, Safe Haven is the holistic healing platform that we have that connects Black men with healing resources. So we got meditation, wellness experts in there. We got therapists in there. We got a variety of different like group sessions and groups that help Black men. We got 200 plus Black men that are in there right now. So if you're interested in that, we just paused enrollment. We have a wait list. If you want to sign up for that, it's www.expressyourselfblackman.com/safe-haven-waitlist. You can sign up for that. You can also click the link in our bio and you get access to it. So if you click the link in our bio on Instagram or TikTok, you'll get access to the links and then you just click join Safe Haven waitlist and you could join up now. So we have over 200, 300 people in there. Make sure that you sign up because you'll be one of the first people to know when enrollment opens. And I'm trust and believe me, whatever slots we have will get filled. So if you're not on that wait list, don't play yourself. Do not play yourself. Make sure that you get on that wait list. I was telling people like, bro, I want to make sure that people get the best quality care and service inside of the platform, whether that be on the free platform, Express Yourself Black Man, or inside of Safe Haven. So I want to build things out the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like I could take the pause off of the Safe Haven enrollment and just have people coming in, paying a certain amount and not getting the level of care that I know that they deserve. But I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I really do actually care about people and the care that they receive. I care about these Black men, right? Like I want them to receive the best quality care in Safe Haven. And so that's why I pause it and make sure that we're building out the functionality the right way. Because we deserve that. Like we deserve that. When something is built for a Black man, like we deserve to be prioritized and taken care of the same way things are built out for other people. And I noticed that a lot of times we don't get that level of care and that level of excellence. It's just like, all right, cool, we're gonna do this thing for Black men, but fuck it. They need it, so they'll come regardless. Like, nah, bro, like market it properly, build it out properly, brand it properly. Like put some type of level of effort into it. Don't just say just because it's for Black men, you're gonna just throw it out there all willy-nilly and they'll just come because you feel like you built it out properly. Like, nah, bro. Make sure you put every single piece of care and quality into that because we deserve that as well. And I just feel like sometimes we get the short end of the stick when these products are built out. Like we're either not prioritized or even when we are at the center of things, people are just like, whatever, you'll take it. We're offering the service, just take it because you need it. Like, nah, bro, like, nah. Make sure that even if it's something that we need, that you put a certain level of quality in that as well. We deserve that. And that's what I'm doing in Safe Haven with the platform. And I know people feel that. So I appreciate you saying that, bro, man. Please, this has been a dope episode. Can you tell people where to find you, how they can support you, all that good stuff?
Well, I'm on all platforms. I'm also on SoundCloud. I'm on YouTube. Most recent song that came out is on 11 p.m. It's 2400. It's a collaborative song with me and 2-3, produced by 2-3. You know, it's both of us rapping, partially mixed by me and Ja. My name is Mellow Mills on SoundCloud, Apple Music, capital M's, 2 L's, no Z. It's a S. Mellow Mills, no Z. You know, but yeah, that's how you can find me.
Where they can find you on IG?
Mellow Mills _ Mellow Mills. Okay. Same thing, basically. Okay. And that's for everywhere. Okay. So yeah.
You got anything coming up that you want to talk about?
Do I have anything coming up that I want to talk about? I'm actually gonna drop when this episode airs, I'm gonna put the song out. Okay. So
the outro song that they'll be listening to.
Yeah. Okay. So that's really what I want to promote here because I know this audience is more for healing and stuff like that. I'm not going to say all my music is geared towards that.
No, it's not.
So, but I
like your music though. Yeah. And it doesn't need to be geared towards healing. Of course. These are Black men that listen to this. They listen to
trap.
Exactly, which is what you make. All right, come on. What the ER? Damn, god damn, bro. Jesus. Oh my God, bro. Nah, this guy's crazy. But nah, I get where you're coming from. They listen to trap. One song that I'll promote on here, that's my favorite song. You probably know
Camped
what I'm
Out?
going. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mellow Mills, Camped Out. Go look that up and enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Camped Out, CAMPED, out. Mellow Mills.
Express Yourself, Black Man outro coming soon, though.
Yeah, outro is coming soon for sure. Bro, I appreciate you.
For sure. Anytime. We'd love to come back.
We gonna definitely chop it up again. We got some things that we could talk about.
For sure.
All right, y'all see I'm in a suit. I am never in a suit, but today is a special day. We just signed a contract with 2 Black organizations. They're gonna offer therapy and medical care to Safe Haven and the Express Yourself Black Man platform. We're partnering with both Whole Brother Mission and the Healthcare Plug. I'm gonna have Malik, the CEO of Whole Brother Mission, and Simone from the Healthcare Plug explain exactly what that partnership means.
I'm Malik Blade, CEO of the Whole Brother Mission. We are a nonprofit offering mental health services to Black men nationwide. We have a network of over 3,000 mental health professionals. We're offering exclusive low price for therapy to members of Safe Haven and free group therapy. All you need to do is join the low-cost therapy group. And there's more. We're not just focused on your mental health, we're focused on creating a space for holistic healing. So I'm about to pass it over to Simone so she can tell you how the Healthcare Plug is doing that.
Hey, I'm Simone Kenya, CEO of the Healthcare Plug, the nation's first medical concierge service for Black and Brown communities. Our goal is to increase the access that marginalized groups have to the highest healthcare quality possible. Of our partnership with Express Yourself Black Man, we're offering free round-trip transportation, assistance with getting signed up for affordable insurance plans, and physician referrals. So we'll get you plugged in with Black and Brown doctors in your area. All you have to do is sign up for Safe Haven and join the medical concierge group.
Safe Haven is the only platform where Black men can get access to a support network of other Black men that can relate to exactly what they're going through. And on top of that, they get access to low-cost therapy, the free medical concierge service, free group therapy, and a personal finance group with information on how you can take your situation financially to the next level. So at this point, why are you not in Safe Haven? So if you're ready to start taking your healing and your life seriously into the next level, join Safe Haven. The link is in my bio.
Sometimes I know you feel like you ain't got nobody to speak to. A shoulder to lean on, somebody you could preach to. No, you need to hear it, my brother, I love you. We got way too much to live for.